What it do, everyday people? I ain't all the money. Yo, thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for tuning in. I accidentally messed up the first live, but let's get into it, big dog, man. Welcome, everyday people. Welcome. Everybody, come in and sit down. Ooh. How many of y'all joined the giveaway? Okay. Some of y'all didn't join the giveaway. But y'all know we reached 1,000. We reached 1,000 subscribers on the Gaming Everyday PJ channel, where I give game. Okay, I give game personally. Me give game. Okay, I give game. Y'all can hear me, right? Okay, good. Y'all can hear me. Maybe y'all can't. Y'all can't hear the lady. Everybody, people's like, I can't hear the lady. Is she speaking inside? I'm like, no, I'm letting everybody pull in and sit down. Okay. Right? Alright. So, ooh, I almost forgot. Messed up I almost had my audio all messed up. But anyway, thank you everybody for pulling in. We about to get live. What it do, everyday people? Man, shout out to all y'all, man. You know what? Y'all regular everyday people, y'all know what's up. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming in all the time. I might not tell y'all enough, but I do. Okay, now it's Saturday, and today we getting messy. I hope y'all enjoyed the videos that I've already posted today, because it took a lot for your boy to make those videos. It took a lot. Okay. And one thing I hate about the video I put out earlier today, I'm gonna just tell y'all, is not only do I hate a narcissist, but I hate the women who come on TikTok and expose the narcissist, and you be like, I know why he did this to you. I can see why he did this to you. Okay? We all know why he did this to every one of you women. He's not a narcissist. Oh yeah, he is. He is a narcissist, but you're also a narcissist target. Stop being a narcissist target. That's the motto for 2025. We are not being narcissist targets. Okay, no more narcissist targets. I'm sick of the narcissist targets. Every man is a narcissist. If you got dick and balls, you're a narcissist. Anyway, y'all got y'all drink ready. Cause if y'all don't, y'all better have something, popcorn or whatever. You got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to pop that popcorn, cause it's about to be a show. Okay, so we're going live again as we always do. She said that's why I'm single and loving myself and traveling. Her Rose battery is probably dead right now. She got that mug on charger right now. I see you, Jacqueline. Got that Rose charging up right now. Okay? I'm just messing with you. But She be like, I gotta have it on full blast because I'm tired of being single. But then again, when I watch Everyday PJ, I'd be like, it's either my rose or my credit. One of them gonna be dead. And I'd rather choose my rose looking ass. I just, that's crazy. It did. As a man, I'd be like, bro, I gotta follow up this dude. This dude done drove her through the damn ringer. She said her rose is charged. Shout out to you, Jacqueline. Alright. Hey man, from downtown. Switch past me not, oh gentle Savior. Shout out to From Downtown for the $10, man. What it do, everyday people, man. We about to get into it, okay? Alright, thank you. Everybody, now let's get into it. I ain't finna hold you, okay?
You wanted it. Let me tell you about the time I experienced a monitoring spirit, aka a friend that secretly hated me. We're gonna be throwing it back to when I used to live in Hollywood. You guys have been asking me for more story times around this era. I remember one day I invited one of my friends over to hang out, and they ended up saying, hey, I'm gonna bring another girl over and one of her friends. Is that cool? And I said, sure, go ahead. The more the merrier. As somebody that grew up with really no friends at all, I was just happy to be making more. It turns out me and this girl actually got along really well, and we shared a lot of similar interests. And next thing I know, we're hanging out literally every single day. I kid you not, she lived hours away from me, but she would always make the drive to hang out. So I thought, okay, effort. I guess it started with her going and buying the exact same clothing that I was showing in my outfit of the days on Instagram. Like, I kid you not, I would post something, and then within a couple of days, she would have the exact same outfit on her story. Now, I wasn't weirded out by this. I thought, oh, like me and my friend are twinning. That's cute. But when it was outfit after outfit after outfit down to the accessory. Back in the day, I used to wear colored contacts. I have since retired them, but at the time, it was like a staple part of my look. If you could already guess what I'm about to say, all of a sudden she started wearing the exact same color contacts I was wearing. And then things started disappearing from my closet. Like, I'm not talking about an H&M shirt, I'm talking about like Stuart Weitzman boots, jewelry. I had a pair of Stuart Weitzman thigh-high boots that were like really popular at the time when I was 18. And one day while trying to wear them out and about, I fell in them and the inside of the heel like scratched all the way down the side of the boot. So they were damaged in a very specific way, right? Girl, those boots went missing, and guess whose feet they ended up on? And you already know I had to get a closer look, and they had the exact same damaged mark. But me always trying to give people grace all the time, I'm thinking, oh, she would never do that to me. That's my friend. Maybe she got the same boots and she damaged them in the same way. Like, girl, be for real. Me and this girl spent so much time together that I could definitely tell when like something was off with her mood. And I started noticing that anytime I shared an accomplishment or something good that would happen for me, she would always try to one-up me, or she would seem annoyed. Gift giving has always been my love language, so whenever I would get a big check, I would take all my friends out to eat, we'd go shopping. So I remember telling her about a Fashion Nova brand deal I got, and tell me why. She was like, oh, good for you. Well, I actually got offered double. Girl, I got a deal with H&M, and she'd be like, oh, well, I got one with Nordstrom. She would get mad at me if I didn't invite her to literally everything that I did. Like, even if I went on a date, she would get mad. And then she would consistently start showing up to places. I would not post everything that I did on my Snapchat, so I don't know how she would find out. And one day I told her, girl, it's kind of creepy that you're popping up everywhere, and it's like a switch flipped in her head. All of a sudden, she's going on a freaking smear campaign, just talking shit about me all over the internet. The amount of times I would click on one of her lives and she was just talking about how ugly I was. Like, what? Now I'm mentioning that because also this is the same girl that used to talk down on people that got plastic surgery. She would call people fake up and down all over LA. She would be hooting and hollering on her live talking about, oh, she has the ugliest lips, her jawline, her cheekbones are just ugly. So then why did she go and proceed to get her lips done, her jaw and chin done, and her cheekbones? People told me that she was making fun of me when I got a boob job. Why'd she go and get one too then? But girl, she did not stop there. Apparently at a party, she went up to one of my exes and was all up on them and like talking shit about me. But me and this person were still kind of cool, so they of course told me everything that happened. Anybody that I had some sort of issue with, she would try to befriend them. If we ended up at the same parties, she would try to fight me. Keep in mind, this girl never been in a fight in her life, so I don't know why she's trying to throw hands so bad. Like, everybody's trying to have a good time and you're in here with your shoes off. If I flew to Morocco, she's flying to Morocco. If I flew to Spain, she's flying to Spain. At one point, me and her shared the same friend group, so everyone was like, do you see what's going, like, Nessa just, and now Like, what's going on? I tell you, I thought I was going crazy at first, but other people were starting to recognize the pattern. If you look up monitoring spirit, it definitely gave that. I still don't understand why the switch flipped like that, because like I said, we were so cool, like spending every single day together, and because I told her I needed a little bit of space and there needed to be some boundaries, that was clearly the final straw. Now, the friends I have in my life now are amazing. I just think at the time I didn't have any experience, and I just let a lot of things slide that shouldn't have. The signs were there, but the connections were not connecting in here. You know the saying, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer? What do you do if your friends are low-key your enemies? If you have any weird friendship stories, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to read them, because girl, what the fuck was going on here?
Girl, what was going on? I tell you what, I got some friends. So, I got these today. Yep. And guess what? My friends got them too. That mean they trying to dress like me. I'm just trying to show off to y'all, because I just want to show y'all. Bam! Boy, my friends be always trying to dress like me, and I don't like it. But anyway, let's get to the friend. Let's get to the friend punk ass. All right.
Part 1, who the fuck did I become friends with? I want to start this off by saying never did I ever think I would be talking about this person or this topic ever again in my life. Even at one point in this little series, you will see that I tried to be the bigger person and distance myself from the situation after being dragged into it, and I will have proof of that. And yet, that tactic to leave the negative energy and space of this person didn't work, because they tried to use it as a way to say that I was lying about the things that actually occurred. I am currently heavily pregnant, and I have mentioned this multiple times in my videos, which is another reason why I just wanted to be left alone. But she keeps on antagonizing, harassing, manipulating storylines to get her viewers to attack me. With that being said, it's kind of hard to protect my peace when I'm having to deal with this. I am going to try to include a timeline on the screen for those who take a little bit longer to catch up to things and who are easily manipulated by this person and the way that she tells her stories. This is part 1. Let's start from the beginning. I met this girl in November of 2016. Funny enough, this friendship felt like a long time to me, but it's probably because we hung out a lot in a short span of time. But this friendship ends around March of 2017. So let's do the math. About 5 months of being friends with this girl. Easiest way for you guys to understand this is for me to react to her videos. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to let you know what's true and what's not. Keep in mind, she made the first video. I have not spoken about this girl on my channel, on my social media, in almost 10 years. Since we fell out, I have not mentioned her. I have not alluded to her, been vague about any posts about her. I want nothing to do with her. She came on TikTok 1 month ago and made a TikTok about me. Let's watch it.
Let me tell you about the time I experienced a monitoring spirit, aka a friend that secretly hated me. We're gonna be throwing it back to when I used to live in Hollywood.
She starts this video off by calling said person in video a monitoring spirit, a crazy ex-best friend, and also mentions that this friendship took place when she lived in Hollywood, which is when me and her were friends. So, with that being said, obviously that kind of minimizes it to a certain amount of people she could possibly be talking to in said video.
I remember one day I invited one of my friends over to hang out, and they ended up saying, hey, I'm gonna bring another girl over and one of her friends. Is that cool? And I said, sure, go ahead. The more the merrier.
This is the first part that I watched where I was like, oh, she's not talking about me, because she mentions that she invited a friend over. Friend could be guy or girl. That friend said, I want to bring a girl over, a girl, and her friend. Is that okay? I did not meet her through a girl at all. I met her through a boy named Steven. I can't remember how me and Steven became friends, but Steven was friends with Ricky and Denzel, and that's who I went over to her house for the first time with. It was 3 boys, and I was the only girl. So immediately I'm watching this video and I'm like, couldn't be me, but why are people tagging me in it? Let's keep watching.
As somebody that grew up with really no friends at all, I was just happy to be making more. It turns out me and this girl actually got along really well, and we shared a lot of similar interests. And next thing I know, we're hanging out literally every single day. I kid you not, she lived hours away from me, but she would always make the drive to hang out.
During our friendship, I lived hours away. So now we're minimizing it again to a selective few people that she could be talking about, me being the main one.
I guess it started with her going and buying the exact same clothing that I was showing in my outfit of the days on Instagram. Like, I kid you not, I would post something, and then within a couple of days, she would have the exact same outfit on her story.
I never copied any of her outfits. If we ever decided to twin for a day, then obviously we worked together as friends to match an outfit, but I don't even remember that happening.
Back in the day, I used to wear colored contacts. I have since retired them, but at the time, it was like a staple part of my look. If you could already guess what I'm about to say, all of a sudden she started wearing the exact same color contacts I was wearing.
Is this so? Is this so? You wore colored contacts before me. Let me bring up the receipts real quick. I met her in November of 2017. This is June 2016. I'm wearing colored contacts. Excuse my face, but May 2016, colored contacts. I wore color contacts so much, y'all made fan art of me. September 2016. September 2016. We can even throw it back to August 2015 when I was wearing contacts. December 2015, colored contacts. And as you can probably tell by the likes on this photo, I was not an influencer at this time. I had not even met this girl. I didn't know her. I wasn't in that circle of people yet. She may lie, but receipts don't. I didn't meet you until November of 2016. However, I was wearing contacts a year prior to that, but you tried to say that I wore them after meeting you? Weird. Now, at the beginning of my career, I wore my contacts all the time, so much that people thought my eyes were blue, which is why they made fan art of me with blue eyes. But eventually, I would take them out, put them in, take them out. However, I don't recall ever in our friendship her wearing contacts. Maybe she can provide those receipts for you, but I have my own receipts. Let's see what she looked like when I was friends with her. January 2017, are we seeing this correctly? No contacts? Another photo of us from 2016. She's still not wearing contacts.
At the time, it was like a staple part of my look.
How did I copy you if you wore contacts all the time, but you're not wearing them in any photos of us together? Now, I'm sure you guys are on the same page with me so far of like, well, maybe she just wasn't talking about you, which is what I thought at first as well. But I'm going to jump forward real quick and just include a little snippet of the second video she makes to clarify that everything I show you from now on, she was trying to talk about me in her first video.
So the girl that I called a monitoring spirit in a story time a couple weeks ago made a response video.
That's me. I made a response video, and you'll get to understand why in part 2. Part 2 of Who the Fuck Did I Become Friends With? Let's get back to reacting to the video that she made on her TikTok first, where she mentions our friendship that took place almost 10 years ago.
And then things started disappearing from my closet. Like, I'm not talking about an H&M shirt. I'm talking about like Stuart Weitzman boots, jewelry.
I never stole from this girl. Keep in mind, we fell out in around March of 2017, and it was a very public friendship fallout. During that time, she had all the time in the world to mention that I was a thief or that I had ever stole from her. She later goes on in this video to say that she confronted the person about stealing from her. That never happened with me. When I realized that she was trying to talk about me in this video, I was so lost because I've never even heard of the brand she mentioned, so I had to Google it. These are the boots that she's alleging I stole. They do look very similar to the boots I'm wearing in this photo. Except I had these boots in March of 2016. Can we bring up the timeline again, please? Definitely weren't some $750 boots. I was in college. This photo is actually taken on my college campus. I was in university. You see the backpack? So maybe we had similar boots, but I never stole your boots. And why would I need to when I already own boots that look like the ones you're alleging I stole? Mind you, she forgot to mention to you guys that this girl is like 5'10". I'm 5'4". We don't even wear the same shoe size. Why would I steal your shoes? And then have the nerve to wear them in front of you? Are you dumb?
I would get a big check. I would take all my friends out to eat. We'd go shopping. So I remember telling her about a Fashion Nova brand deal I got and tell me why. She was like, oh, good for you. Well, I actually got offered double. Girl, I got a deal with H&M. And she'd be like, oh, well, I got one with Nordstrom.
Anytime I ever went out to dinner with Vanessa, or we never even went shopping together, but let's say we were out spending money, I always paid for myself. I did pay for her birthday dinner when I took her out for her birthday, because this was during the time when we had first met. I told you guys we met in November. Her birthday was actually at the end of that month, and none of her friends showed up for her birthday, which is actually the reason that me and her became close, because I drove down to take her out to dinner when I found out that she had no plans. This is me realizing me trying to be a good person really bit me in the ass in the long run. Only thing that Vanessa has ever paid for when it comes to me is she flew me to London for my birthday. It was her returning the favor of me taking out to dinner. Obviously, she did it a little bit bigger, but that's the only thing she's ever paid for, is a trip to London. Any food, any shopping I did for myself, even in London, I paid for. She also mentions that she got offered a Fashion Nova deal, and then the said friend said, oh, I got offered double. Let's clear this up. I just scrolled for literally 5 minutes because I have worked with Fashion Nova for a long time, but I scrolled through my emails to find our very first interaction. FameBit was a platform that Fashion Nova used to do their brand deals, and that's how they reached out to me. You're officially a Nova babe. October 11th, 2016. Now, I have no proof for the next thing I'm about to say, but Nordstrom's, feel free to hop in the comments. I have never been offered a deal to work with H&M or Nordstrom's, ever, in my life. So how could I tell her that I got offered the same deals? Of course, this girl waits 10 years later to make a video about our friendship and try to say that I said things that I didn't say, but obviously it's 10 years later. You guys can't sit here and be like, she never said that, you know, because where's the proof, right? But I'm going to try to negate some of the stuff that she said and also show you like why it's weird that she would even say it.
She would be hooting and hollering on her live talking about, oh, she has the ugliest lips, her jawline, her cheekbones are just ugly. So then why does she go and proceed to get her lips done, her jaw and chin done, and her cheekbones?
Let's acknowledge that evil laugh she did, right? When she's like making fun of the person she's talking about, which is supposed to be me. Y'all clock that, right? Let's also address the fact that I am a social media influencer. Why would I ever risk my reputation and everything I've worked for to go on live to clear as day make fun of other girls? She's saying I literally went on live and was making fun of girls' faces, their appearances. That never happened. She then mentions that I went and got lip filler, chin filler, cheek filler. The first time I ever got filler, 5 years ago, 2019, when I was living in London. Me and her stopped being friends when? 2017. So how would you know all of the work that I've had done after we're not friends anymore? It's like you're keeping tabs on my life.
People told me that she was making fun of me when I got a boob job. Why'd she go and get one too then?
This is a funny one because I didn't even know she had a boob job. But once again, I got my boob job in 2021.
Me either.
Me and her were not friends. How did she know I had a boob job? But hold on. There comes a point in the story in 2021 where she says that we were friendly with each other. I was cordial, but she thinks that she was my friend. Maybe you happen to see that I got a boob job in 2021 because of that. However, if you considered us to be friendly, why is your mindset on the fact that I'm trying to copy you or compete with you? That doesn't seem very friendly to me. She also goes on to say that I was talking about her boob job to a mutual friend or something. We didn't have any mutual friends after we fell out. None. At this point, I'm realizing she thinks very highly of herself, and that's good for her. But I don't think that highly of her to want to copy her or be in competition with her. Let's go to part 3. Part 2 of Who the Fuck. This is part 4 of Who the Fuck Did I Become Friends With? We're going to backtrack real quick to part 3 because I mentioned in that video that she says she got a boob job and I copied her. And so for shits and giggles, I told you I didn't even know she had a boob job. I decided to go on YouTube and type in her name plus boob job to see when she got her boob job. This is what I found. She posted a video 1 week post-op. She got her boob job in 2019. I didn't get my boob job till 2021. You're trying to tell me that I copied you 2 years later? So apparently anything you do, if someone does it years later, they're copying you. But I digress.
Apparently at a party, she went up to one of my exes and was all up on them and like talking shit about me.
Give me a second to really dissect this one, okay? I have never, ever gone after any of her sloppy seconds. I did bump into her ex one time at a party. We all used to be mutual friends. In order for me to explain the conversation that I had with him at said party, I have to take it back to when me and this girl were friends. Now, me and her were friends during the time of their relationship and during the time that it ended, and he decided to go date this model girl. However, before he went to go be with this model, he broke up with this girl. This is during the time where I lived in Vista. I don't know if you guys know where that is, but it's about an hour and 45 minutes away from LA, which is where she lived in Hollywood. One night, this girl calls me and she's crying. She's hysterical. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, Jan is breaking up with me. She ends up asking me if I can come down and like hang out with her, console her, whatever. And me trying to be a good friend, good person, I was like, sure. So I literally got up, got dressed, and drove to her house. This is at nighttime, mind you. It's about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I have to mention this to you guys. I don't know if this is weird or anything, but I have never been in this girl's bedroom, okay? So she had a one-bedroom apartment in Hollywood. She would not let anyone into her bedroom. Not that I wanted to be in her bedroom, but I just want you to understand that anytime I would go to her house, I would be in the living room. And anytime she went in her room, she'd be like, no one come in here. Not just myself, but like even when other friends came over, she did not want them in her bedroom. That was like her sacred place, which I understood. So just know, anytime I spent the night at her house, I was on the couch. Anytime we were hanging out, we were in the living room. This also goes to the point that how could I steal something from her closet that was in her bedroom that I never even saw? I never went in her room, not once. But anyways, I get there, we're in the living room, she's crying, she's saying he's trying to break up. At one point she goes into her room and she's on the phone with him and all I hear is yelling and I'm just sitting in the living room like awkward. She's in there so long that I eventually fall asleep and a couple hours later she wakes me up and she explains to me like, you know, we have to go to Planned Parenthood in the morning. She thinks she might be pregnant. And that's why she is so hysterical and upset that he's trying to break up with her. Mind you, it's like 2 in the morning and I'm so confused. I'm like, what? Pregnant? What are you talking about? And she's telling me like, yeah, I've been having cravings lately. My period hasn't come. And I'm like, well, when was your period supposed to come? And she's like, well, it's still like another week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm at an age where I'm not a dummy. You don't just think you're pregnant because your period hasn't came. It's not even late. You're not even late. It just, the date hasn't came yet. That doesn't mean you're pregnant. But it's 2 in the morning. I'm tired. And I'm just like, whatever. Like, okay, we'll go to Planned Parenthood in the morning. And so we do. We go to Planned Parenthood. I actually go into the appointment with her. They ask her, do you want her to come? And she says, yes. Apparently we were that close. I go and I sit in there with her. They take her blood. They don't do a urine test. They take her blood. Mind you, the girl is still visibly upset about this breakup. The nurses can see it. They can see she's worried or whatever, you know. And so they come back and they're like, hey, sweetie, you have nothing to worry about. Like, you're not pregnant. The test is negative. You're all good. You would think the girl would be hooting and hollering and happy because the boy who was supposed to be the baby daddy just broke up with her, right? No. This seemed to, like, make her even more upset. Like, she was, like, shocked, but she was just like, what? Like, are you sure? They're sure. We end up going into the parking lot. Jan is trying to call me because he tried to call her and she's not answering. So he ends up calling my phone. So eventually I tell her like, hey, he's calling, like you need to speak to him. So I answer it. This girl, clear as day, says to him, the test came back, I'm pregnant. Mind you, we're friends at the time. So I'm kind of like, you know, like how you would react to like what's going on here? And she's like, yeah, like, I'm pregnant, like, so can you come by later tonight and we can talk about, like, what we're gonna do? This girl gets off the phone and she tells me, don't worry, it's just a prank. Like, I just want a reason for him to come over so we can talk, but I'll tell him the truth when he comes over. So I'm like, you know, dumb and naive, young, like, I'm just like, okay, whatever. It's not my business. It's not my relationship. Now, I'm not there when he comes over. I end up going back home after this whole ordeal. Fast forward, me and this girl fall out, and now we're gonna go back to the party. I see this guy at the party. He comes up to me. We're at a party, mutual party. He was there. We just ran into each other. It was a long time actually since I had seen him. He asked me how I'm doing. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, how are you? He's like, I'm good, but I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like, have you spoken to her? And I'm like, oh no, like, I'm not friends with her anymore. And I was like, what do you mean what you're gonna do? He's like, yeah, like this baby, like I'm not ready to be a dad. And I'm like, you don't know? And he's like, I don't know what. I was like, Jan, she's not pregnant. Like, she was never pregnant. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you know I was there with her at the appointment, right? And he was like, yeah, of course. He called me. He remembers. I was like, they told her she wasn't pregnant. But she told me that it was just going to be a prank and she was going to tell you the truth later on. This boy was stunned. Stunned. That was the story about me running into her ex. I'm sure he called her after and probably went off on her about, you know, what she had done. But for her to say I was all up on her ex, one, that's a lie. She also later tries to tell people that I revealed that she was pregnant or something. I'll put the screenshot here so you can read. She was never pregnant. Never. And Jan, if you're out there and you want to hop in the comments and let the people know, feel free. I'll see you guys in the next part. This is part 4 of Who the Fuck Did I Become Friends With. I messed up in the last one. I think I said 4 and it was supposed to be 3. Now, before I continue, I want to reiterate that the only reason I'm doing the story time is because a lot of people were coming onto my page and harassing me, leaving comments about me being a liar, being a thief. And even though I'm pregnant and it's stressing me out, I'd rather be stressed out and pregnant with the truth out there versus y'all just believing lies and dragging my name through the mud. I feel like I can say my piece and then go back to my piece. We last left off on her saying that I was all over her ex and that I ran into him at a party. I've addressed that, but I want to go back to the part where she says I was all over her ex. Now, I've never gone after any of her exes. However, there was a guy that I used to talk to. His name was Ayo or Io. I can't remember how it was pronounced back then, but you know, me and him met, I think, on like You Now or something. So we had a little fling. We never did anything other than kiss. And I remember when I kissed him, like the chemistry just wasn't there for either of us. I'm sure he said the same thing. We ended up calling it quits. You know, it was just a little internet fling or whatever. Fast forward to after me and this girl fall out. This must have been like the end of 2017. She ends up reaching out to me again, and I'm sure it started off with an apology or whatever, and it leads to her asking me like, hey, are you okay if I talk to Io? Y'all little messy ones had actually like screenshot or screen recorded, or maybe he was like in something with her. I can't remember, so long ago, but y'all sent it to me and I was like, shock, you know, because this isn't the first time that she's hung out with someone that I've hung out with in the past, but I'd already known that they had like hung out together and they were flirtatious or whatever. So when she asked me, could she talk to him? Like, did she have my permission to talk to him? I literally said to her, like, I literally don't care. I don't even know why you're asking me this. Like, nothing I had with him was serious. And like, me and you weren't friends for you to even care about my opinion on you talking to him. Plus, you're already doing it. So like, what's the point of asking? Obviously, in hindsight, she was probably just trying to rub it in my face. But again, I was such like at a point in my life where I didn't care. I genuinely didn't care.
And anybody that I had some sort of issue with, she would try to befriend them.
She's trying to make it seem like I associate with people she falls out with. So let's clear this up now. When me and my first ex broke up and it was publicly on social media, she was actually on Twitter having laughs and kikis with him back and forth. She also publicly befriended an ex-best friend of mine, Daisy. Y'all know Daisy. Y'all know Daisy was on my channel first, and then Daisy was on her channel. She befriended Daisy after me and Daisy fell out. Now, I would like you to ask yourselves, when have you ever seen me hang out with someone that she fell out with? I just gave you 3 people she did it to me with. One thing about me is that when I fall out with you, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be near you. I don't want to associate with people that are also friends with you. I'm not that type of person. I want to create as much distance in between us as I possibly can to avoid ever seeing you again in my life. I just find it strange that me living in a whole different country still couldn't provide enough space for this girl to leave me alone.
If I flew to Morocco, she's flying to Morocco. If I flew to Spain, she's flying to Spain.
Story times are all about credibility, and this girl has none. I've never in my life been to Morocco. How could I follow you there? The first time I ever went to Spain was actually with her. When we flew to London for my birthday, I said that I wanted to go to Spain while we were there because, as you know, if you don't know, when you live in the UK or when you're in the UK, flights are very cheap to other countries that are nearby. So we paid, I think it was like $45 to get on a flight to Spain for the day, but it was my idea because Barcelona was on my bucket list. I've talked about it many, many times in my life on YouTube, to friends, to family. UK and Spain were always on my bucket list, and that's why we decided to go for the day. But it was my idea. Now, just the same way that I loved the UK so much that I came back, I also love Spain so much that I went back. Never did I fly to any country with this girl in mind. Seriously, sit with that thought for a second. When you personally try to plan a trip of where you want to go, do you sit there and think, where has an ex-friend been? And like, I want to go there next. Adding to that, that would mean I would have to keep tabs on that girl to know where she's been. I don't know what country she's been to other than the times that I went with her. After we fell out, I didn't give an F about her. Not one. The rest of her video is a bunch of words that she's spewing out that she wants you to believe are true, but aren't. And I want you guys to think about that for a second. This girl has made video after video after video with no proof, no receipts. Not only is it hateful and weird to make a video stating things that you in your mind want to believe are true but aren't, like you're twisting reality, fabricating the story, making a narrative about me that isn't true, but it's another thing for y'all to believe her without any proof. This goes to show that you guys think that anyone with an impact or an influence online can come on here and say a bunch of words and make up a bunch of lies that they want you to believe, and you guys go and ruin someone else's life without proof that those things happened. That's not okay. And as much as y'all believe that it might be easy to ignore things like that, I personally think that my reputation that I've worked so hard to repair and build and grow from, like, that means something to me. For someone to just come around 10 years later and try to tear everything that I've worked so hard for down, that's very disappointing and it's very hurtful. So of course I'm going to speak up for myself and defend myself with the truth. Part 5 of Who the Fuck Did I Become Friends With? This part's going to move a little bit faster because now I'm going to show a bunch of screenshots and speak about why, like, I felt the need to even make a response video in the first place to her anonymous story time where she didn't include my name. When asked about if her video were about certain people, these were her responses. Is this about Tana? No. Is this about the girl that looked like you? Gabella? Nah. Did her name rhyme with Crook Snowfield? I don't know why people keep bringing Brooke up, but I've never met her in my life. So she's obviously telling people, no, it's not about these people. Now let's see what happens when my name is brought up. Who is it? I think she has me blocked in the comments, or her name blocked in the comments, so her name sort of spelled like Chandelier. Immediately knew it was Chandler by the contacts. Not once does she address these people to say, no, it's not about her. And because of that, people were commenting on my page saying that I was a stalker, that I was crazy, that I was a liar, that I was a thief, blase, blase. That is the reason why I decided to reach out to her personally about, this video. Like, I'm like, this isn't about me. I've watched it. It doesn't add up. It couldn't be about me. Keep in mind, y'all are kind of on like the benefit of the doubt type of vibe with her right now, but I have dealt with this girl for almost 10 years. I know she never has good intentions. So of course, when I messaged her, it wasn't the nicest of messages, but I knew what was going on here and I was right in the end. So I unblocked her and I sent her a message that said, I suggest you either clarify that your TikTok about a stalker friend isn't about me, or I will come out of retirement to make an entire YouTube video about the shit you did, including how you did the same thing to Daisy. The fact you're leaving up comments that make it seem like the video is about me and responding to people who are alluding to that is actually delusional and psycho. You need real help. If anyone stalked anyone, it was you. So either your video is about someone else and you need to clarify that, or you lied in the TikTok, which wouldn't be far-fetched from your character. I'm pregnant and don't have the patience nor want for your monitoring spirit to keep popping up in my life every few years. It's weird and deluded. Like we've already seen, she announced in a second video that the first video, the anonymous one, was about me. Shock. Like, I didn't know that. You guys, I'm telling you, once you get to know someone over 10 years of them harassing you, you realize what someone's true intentions are. So yes, they can write things nicely and say they were just trying to be helpful and be a friend, when you know all along none of that was ever true. I knew from the beginning, the moment I saw my name in the comments and she wasn't telling people that it wasn't me, that she was trying to make this video be about me with lies. That's crazy. With that being said, let's read a few other comments that she responded to. Someone writes, I low-key forgot about her. She responds, me too. The second I made a TikTok account, she blocked me. I blocked you. Does that not make sense in your head as to why I would block you? And somehow you got blocked and thought 10 years later, let me still make a story time about her? If I'm a monitoring spirit, as you like to say I am, or I'm trying to copy you, why would I block your accounts? Why would I not want to see what you're posting? What sense does that make? Also, how do you know I blocked you on TikTok unless you looked me up? Unless you tried to search me to find my page? How would you know I blocked you on TikTok? Because the way that TikTok works is it only recommends people's videos to you if you're not blocked. Your video got recommended to me one day. I saw it and I instantly blocked. That's what I do with all the people in my life that I don't mess with, that I don't care to see their stuff on my For You page. As soon as I see it, I block them. So how did you know I blocked you? They go on to say some people just don't change. And she responds, first you want to wear my face like a mask. Now I'm the problem. 10 years later, it sounds like you still have beef, even though you captioned this video, no beef, just a story time. That looks like a very mean comment to me if I say so myself. Someone else comments, girl, she was trying to destiny swap. And she responds, two people saying this has me scared. Someone else says, I'm glad she no longer has access to you. That's scary. Stay safe. She responds, she lives very far away now. I'm so happy. I live very far away, which again is why I thought this girl was talking about me. What's really going on here, girl? You know I live far away. You know where I live. You're keeping up. I just moved here 3 years ago. We have not spoken in 3 years. You're keeping up with my life like that? Another comment mentioning my name. Oh, Chandler Alexis Chandelier has posted a video and she swears it isn't her. I'm blocked, so I'm not gonna watch. This is proof that you responded to a comment letting someone know that you were talking about me once again. And you're openly admitting again that I have you blocked. So mind you, my first response video to this was a video of like confusion of like, this couldn't be about me, guys. Like, it's not about me. If she's trying to say it's about me, it's a lie. And I've already broken down to you guys basically what was said in that first video by explaining myself in these parts. But the only thing I didn't mention is that in my response video, I say, how can I be a stalker and follow her to a country that I've never been to, Morocco? How could I follow her? When in fact, when I moved to the UK in 2018, end of 2018 to 2019, but she messaged me in 2019, this girl asked me where she should live in London. How do you make a video about me 10 years later saying I'm a monitoring spirit, I'm a crazy ex-best friend, basically alluding that I'm a horrible person, but 2 years after falling out with me, you want to ask me where you should live in the country that I have moved to? She then tries to comment with people saying like it was her idea to move to London and I stole her idea. That couldn't be further from the truth. I have a video on my YouTube channel where I was literally talking about my mindset and debating on living either in the UK or Spain, 2 places I had been to at the time. Actually, I think those were the only 2 places I had been to at the time out of the country, that I liked both of them and I was willing to move to either for a new environment, a new change, because I was tired of LA. I'm born and raised in LA, lived there my whole life, so I wanted something new. The end of 2018, I moved to the UK. Me and this girl fell out beginning of 2017. So a whole year, almost 2 years later, I moved to the UK. If you're so stuck on the fact that this was your idea, why didn't you do it sooner? Once again, I never had this girl in mind about where I was going to live the next chapter of my life. We had not spoken. Why would I be thinking of you? I do wonder why she doesn't mention that while I was living in London, only a few months until I was with my ex at the time, the music artist one. So this is the beginning of me living in London. Her and Daisy flew out to London only a few months after I had been there. How can I follow you to a country that I was already in? On top of that, you decided to fly to the country I was in with one of my ex-best friends. And how do I know that this happened? Because y'all messaged me, once again, being messy, talking about you guys should have a meetup when everyone knew that we had beef, we had problems, you know, like we were not friends, but y'all think you're funny, so. Part 6 of Who the Fuck Did I Become Friends With? We're gonna now react to her second video that she makes where she does admit that her first video was about me.
So the girl that I called a monitoring spirit in a story time a couple weeks ago made a response video.
She is talking about me. Not only does she admit it in her video, but in the comments, she responds to comments with my name, admitting she's talking about me.
So 1, she claims that I tried to go after one of her exes.
She says that I said she tried to go after one of my exes. I never said that, but she's really good at taking things that people say and twisting their words. When me and my ex-boyfriend broke up, she also went and befriended him on social media. I said she befriended one of my exes and was on Twitter kiki-kaka, with them on Twitter. It took as little as a simple search of their usernames on Twitter. You guys can all go do this for yourselves. Those at home who want to try this little experiment, go ahead. And this is what pops up. I've obviously scratched out his name because I really, like, y'all, when I don't fuck with people, I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't even want their name on my page. I don't even want her name on my page, but obviously it's needed for proof. But y'all can look up his name and see that the profile picture is the same. It's him, it's her. He's there responding to her message. When I click on replying to, which it says replying to, which means she wrote the first message, you can't see the original message because it's deleted. I wonder why. Someone's trying to do some damage control over here right now, huh?
Oh, I don't know who the fuck I tried to go after. I did not go after. I did not fly to Spain to go after the guy that you try to bring from there. And I damn well did not go to London to try to date the guy that you try to bring from over there as well.
Now, I did say she did go after a guy I had a fling with, which I already stated his name was Io. I'm sure that one of you guys can do a deep dive search and prove that this is true. Or we can ask her. Does she want to clarify? Does she want to admit or deny? Also just mentioned my entire dating history. For someone who doesn't keep tabs on me, how do you know all of my exes? Because my Spain ex happened after me and you were no longer friends. Timeline, please. Me and her fell out in 2017. Me and Spain ex didn't meet until after I was no longer friends with her. She then mentions the UK guy I tried to bring back. First of all, he never tried to move to the US, but that UK guy is my child's dad. How do you know that? Once again, when me and you were not friends, I met him in 2019. Not only does she mention my exes, she mentions what countries they are from. How do you know this much information about my life? A few people caught on to this. So someone commented on her video saying, "You proved her point in the first few sentences. That's all I needed to know." She responds, "Girl, what? She's trying to make me seem like some stalker when I haven't kept up with her in 4 years when we're blocked. No point was proven. Yet you just mentioned my entire dating history while being blocked. How does someone do that?" A different person responds, "How do you know every country she's been to?" She puts, "I don't." But you just listed every country I would have been to meet my ex-boyfriends. Clear as day, just lying. There is also a comment that magically disappeared, but if that person would like to come forward and mention that they were the one who commented it, feel free. But they commented asking her, "Why would you move to London?" And she ended up responding saying that she has friends that live there. Someone replied saying, "Why not ask your friends about places to live in London instead of asking Chandler?" She then responds and says, "I wanted to ask another American that moved there." That doesn't even make sense, because why would you take advice from an American of where to live in London versus people who are actually from London? And as you all know watching this, mine and this girl's past history, you have literally seen the biggest fallout between us on social media. Even if you ever apologized and we became cordial, why would you ever think that we were going to be friends again? I learned over the years that it was better to be cordial with her because she tended to leave me alone when we were on good terms, versus when I was beefing her, videos were being made about me all the time. Oh, here's the comment where someone said, "If you have friends there, why ask her and not them?" She then responds to her own comment where she says that me trying to bring Spain guy back didn't work out. So I got pregnant by a random dude. That didn't work out. And then I came back to LA. I left my kid, went back to the UK alone, and found current guy. Let's actually dissect this, okay? So she says, "I tried to bring Spain guy back home and it didn't work out." Once again, how would she know anything about Spain guy when that was a relationship I had after being friends with her? She then says, "I got pregnant by a random dude." I did not get pregnant by a random dude. I know my child's dad. It seems like you kind of watch my content every now and then and you just pick up little pieces of what you want to believe is actually happening that isn't happening. It didn't work out, so I came back to LA. That's actually not why I came back to LA. She goes on to say, "I left my kid." Left my kid where? I am his primary caretaker. If you guys watch my vlogs, which obviously it sounds like homegirl has been doing, then you know that my kid is always with me. I have full custody of my son. The only thing I can think of is when she's saying that he's with his grandparents in a different country and I'm not there, but he's with his grandparents. Why is that your business? Why are you so involved in my business? And also, you guys, this isn't information that you can just Google search on the internet and find out. You would have to be really watching my vlogs to know this information. She then says, "I went back to the UK alone." That is true. I did go back to the UK alone because my son was already in the UK with his grandma. How do you know this? She says, "I found current guy." That is not true. I didn't find current guy. Current guy found me. But again, how do you know this information? You want to call someone a stalker. This seems pretty stalkerish, you knowing my entire life and we are not friends. Up until now, you found current guy. That's 2025, hun. You've admitted openly that we have not spoken since 2021. Yet everything that you've said has happened after that. How is that possible? Part 6 of Who the Fuck Did I Become? We're going to take a little break from the series. This still has to do with the series, but I want to make this video and I don't plan on leaving this video up. The only reason I plan on deleting this is because this is about my personal private life having to do with my child's dad and my son. And one thing I promised to never do once my son was born is to ever bring our personal private information to the internet. However, I do take full blame about what I have to address right now because Back when I was pregnant, I made a video that was very clickbaity, and a lot of people didn't watch the entire video to hear the entire story. They kind of got to like the middle part of the story, heard what they wanted, exited out, and from there, rumors have been started. Once again, I take blame because I technically kind of started the rumor, but I also addressed the actual truth in the video, but some people just didn't stick around to hear that. So once and for all, we're going to talk about my child's dad's age. The reason I'm addressing this is because someone left a comment on this girl's video where they said, isn't Chandler Alexis the one that went to the UK and got pregnant by a minor? And she responded, yes. I can't find the comment. Again, she probably deleted it because I had my name in it. But she did entertain that. And the fact that you're there trying to egg on this narrative that isn't true, especially when you know nothing about me personally, is crazy. I made a story time, and in that story time, I said that my child's dad lied about his age. That is true. I also said that my child's dad's friend lied about his age as well. That is also true. The way that I found out that they had lied is that one of my supporters, who apparently knew them in real life, messaged me on Snapchat and said, aren't they a little young to be hanging out with you guys? And I was confused because my child's dad had told me that at the time he was 20 years old and his friend had said that he was 19. I was 22 at the time of meeting him. Once I went to go look up his friend's age online because his friend plays professional soccer, I found out that his friend was 17. His friend was underage. Now, his friend was with my friend. They had a little thing, but she was 19, he was 17. That's legal in the UK, by the way, but obviously in the US, that's still kind of weird, and she was really upset that he had lied to her anyways. With that being said, I said in my video that obviously after finding out that his friend was underage, I instantly started thinking, oh my gosh, is my child's dad a minor? I ended up confronting him about it. He eventually came clean and told me that he was 18. Like I said, at the time that I met him, I was 22. That makes him 4 years younger than me. So no, he was not a minor. I never hooked up with a minor. Like I said, I think this is a little bit personal, but obviously like it has to be done. I'm gonna cover his face, but y'all can see. It says Michael, which is Crew's last name. And then it says his birthday, the 17th of January, 2001. Meaning if you do the math, we are now in 2025. That makes him 24 years old and I am 28. Now that I've cleared this up, I would really appreciate it if you guys stop spreading this rumor because it's very harmful for y'all to comment something that one isn't true, but also makes me look like I'm a pedo and I'm not. Once I found out how old he was, we called it quits because I do not do liars and I did not appreciate the fact that he lied about something that was so serious to me. You already got a kid. However, me calling it quits with him is not the reason I decided to move back to LA like this girl is trying to make it seem. I actually moved back to LA because I did not like living in London, and I had actually decided to move back to LA before I even met my child's dad. The only reason that we were able to meet is because I had a lease that I was stuck in. So I went back home 6 months after I had started my lease, and then I came back and that's when I met him. But when I went back home after 6 months, I told my parents that I was planning on moving back. I tried to end my lease early, but they would not let me unless I did like a huge payout, which was basically the rent, and that was pointless to me. So I stayed as long as I could. I think I ended up ending my lease at 10 months. I didn't even do the full year. But that is actually why I went back to LA. The end. Like I said, I will be deleting this video later down the line because I just do not want like our family information out there, meaning like I've got his picture ID up there and all that, and you guys can see who he is. And that's not what I'm here for. I don't talk about him on my channel. I don't mention him in social media. Like, he is totally separate. That is my son's prized possession. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's not part of my channel. So now it's cleared. Hope y'all understand. Let's get back to the series. We're going to take a little break. Part 7 of Who the Fuck Did I Become Friends With? By the way, be patient with me, you guys, because now it is almost 7 p.m. in the UK, and I have to get my son ready for bed, bath, dinner, all that. I'm still a mother, and that is my first priority. So I will try to finish the series tonight. If not, I'll finish it tomorrow. But honestly, I just want to get it done with today. Yes!
And me sharing that story time, I didn't think he was going to start any beef.
She literally was saying things like, I'm a crazy ex-best friend, I'm a thief, I'm a stalker, trying to wear her face. I think I even saw her respond to comments saying like, I wanted to be with her secretly. What else have I shown you guys so far? That I'm a monitoring spirit, that I'm trying to destiny swap with her. I don't even know what that means, you guys. These freaking new phrases, this generation. But like, you said all those things about me in that video, but you expected me to not have beef with you? Again, ask yourself this, you watching this right now. If someone made a video about you like that, saying things like that about you, things that weren't true as well, 10 years later, you're telling me you wouldn't have a problem with that? You wouldn't think that that was weird? You wouldn't feel insulted and disrespected? This isn't new to me though, you guys. This is what I've dealt with for the last 10 years with this girl. She says things, she manipulates things, and then she tries to play victim like, oh, I didn't mean any harm. Like, I didn't think that there would be any problems because we haven't spoken in 4 years. We haven't spoken in 4 years for a reason. Why are you bringing me up? Someone commented on her page saying, I just don't understand. I thought she was choosing peace, meaning me. She puts, there wasn't even beef. She wanted this low key. I'm convinced. I wanted you to make a video about me 10 years later filled with lies. I wanted that. You're really trying to convince people that I wanted that. I begged for that. I craved that when I haven't mentioned you in almost 10 years. Not even a drop. I haven't even thrown shade at you. Are you serious? Mind you, this girl has apologized to me in the past and she's deleted her message. So there's no previous message to this, but I'm obviously responding, which you can tell. I'm going to read you the message that this happened. This happened in let me see what's the date. Does it say on there? Let me find it on my phone real quick. 1 second. I'm trying to show you all on my phone, but this is May 2nd, 2019. This conversation that you're looking at right now. Backstory, this conversation that we're having is about her having issues with Daisy. Vanessa did the same thing back then to Daisy. She made a YouTube video where she described someone that looked like Daisy, black hair, bob, and the girl was crazy. Everyone in the comments was commenting, this is about Daisy, this is about Daisy. Started harassing Daisy on her Instagram, and Daisy was like, this isn't about me, like none of this stuff happened. Does this sound like deja vu? I got pulled into the middle of it. That is how this conversation happens, okay? I'm not gonna go too deep into that because honestly, draining, but that's the backstory. She had texted me something. Obviously, it was about the conversation with Daisy. Her message is gone, but I responded to her. To hear that you're trying to stay out of drama and do better, I hope that's actually true. So she must have said something like, I'm trying to stay out of drama and do better. I said, but you can't honestly think that the people you did wrong in this life are just going to magically forget what you've done just because you woke up one day and said, I want to change. Damage control doesn't fix what you ruined. You called me a N-word hard R multiple times when we were friends, and I can easily pull up those screenshots. But for once, this isn't my battle to fight. I'm taking down my post because this is the first time that I've ever actually seen you not try to make things worse for yourself. But for your sake, I hope that you stay on that route. Actually do better and become better, because the Vanessa I knew, well, let's just say I wish I hadn't. Bless up. Definitely was living in London at the time. I just called this girl out for calling me the N-word. And what did she respond? Chandler, it's not about Daisy, i.e. the video. And the fact that you jumped in is so disrespectful. And then you can see down there that I respond next. If this girl did not call me the N-word, don't you think if someone called you out for saying like you called me the N-word and I have proof, that you would be like, that never happened? Send me the proof then, show me the proof. She knows what she did. She literally used to call me that all the time. And when you guys are asking for me to post receipts, when I say that I could pull up the screenshots, this was in 2019. I definitely had those screenshots in 2019, but they were text messages. We had each other's phone numbers. She used to text me as we were friends. So the friendship, again, ended in 2017. 2 years later, I still had the same phone. But again, my proof here is that if I called her out about it, why in her response does she not deny it? She never denies it until now that it's brought to the internet. I also want to add that I brought this up to her in private. I didn't even expose her during this time. I was really just trying to move on with my life. And you can kind of hear that in this. I'm saying to her, I wish you were a better person. Like, I hope it's true that you're actually trying to be better. What does it say right here? I hope you stay on that route, actually do better and become better. I was past the bullshit. I was past the drama. Understand that. But like I've said, this girl likes to play victim. That is what she specializes in. She throws stones and hides her hands. Someone else called her out and said, babe, she's, as in me, Chandler, moved on. You should too. This is obsession. She responds, me sharing a story from my past once is obsession? She made a response and I made one back. Now she's trying to spin the narrative like she has before. I'm done though. Are we seeing the same thing, you guys? This is delusion. You sharing a story from your past once is obsession? Yes, because it's 10 years later. We are not friends. I don't F with you. Why are you talking about me? You have talked about me many times in the past. You've even sent me a message saying that you mentioned me in a YouTube video. Good or bad, why is my name in your mouth? We are not friends. And scary enough, the more I say that we are not friends, I get scared for myself because I feel like that triggers her and that makes her like want to make more videos about me because she's so upset that I decided not to be friends with her and I don't want to be friends with her ever again. But let's continue. She says, I made a response. Yes, I responded to the video that you made about me first, and then you made a response back to me. And then you go on to say, I'm trying to spin the narrative. It sounds like you're trying to spin the narrative about how this whole thing started. 10 years later, you started this. I'm just finally finishing it. This is my big finale. I'm done with you. Leave me alone. I hope after all these people see these videos, they'll be done with you as well. The person then responds, yeah, but it's been years. Facts? Why bring it up in the first place? Exactly. It seems like you're doing anything to stay relevant. I loved your story times back when I was in high school, but you're pushing 30. So we can all see it, but she can't. It's time to move on. It seems like you're trying to get her attention because of course she knows it's about her and would respond. Leave her, I think it says alone. Leave her alone or something like that. So some of us have common sense to see that this girl has been antagonizing me, harassing me, and will not leave me alone, right? I didn't ask for her to come make a story time about me 10 years later. And the fact that she's trying to act all innocent, like she had no bad intentions, you'd have to have nothing up here to actually believe that. Part 8 of Who the Fuck Did I Become Friends With?
Oh, there we go. Okay. I had it on mute. Now I got to start over. All right. So everybody, thank y'all for joining. Before we continue, I did want to do a giveaway because we did reach 1,000 subscribers on the Gaming with PJ channel. So we're going to do that. Although I did not prepare for this because let me just do this. All right, listen. Everybody who is already subscribed, I'm be sending out cash apps to your Instagram or Facebook or however you followed me. I'm gonna be sending that to y'all. Okay, all right. That's what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna post it on my channel so y'all know. Guess what, grief? You won't be getting none, bum ass. Anyway, shout out to everybody because that's what we're gonna do. But listen, um, you know, I just want to do this real quick. Can I be petty for a second? Nah, grief. Shut your bum ass up, okay? I don't even know what your thumbnail is, but I'm finna roast you to death. And I hope you send your, send your cash out. Cause as a matter of fact, everybody requests $25 from him. Let me pin this. Boy, you look at everybody requests $25 from Grief 22 to see how much money he got with his broke ass. Okay, don't ever talk about no giveaway. Everybody requests $25 from $Grief 22. Request some cash outs from him. Since he whoever this person is. with your goofy ass. Now we finna spam your shit up. I'm finna send $100. I want $100 from your broke ass, or I'm finna block you, and you better pay it. Cause if you don't pay it, let me see. Let me request my money from your punk ass. Cause your stupid ass. Don't come on here trying to troll. Send me my money, punk. Or you getting blocked. Yeah, he won't even show up. Punk ass ain't got no damn cash out. You ain't got no cash out. Cause you too poor. You too poor. Negroes always want to be trolls. But anyway, I'll be sending out uh cash apps. I'm gonna do a drawing with the people that's in there. Your mama ain't got no hairline. That's why your mama sitting over here with her big dirty ass drawers. Yeah, you can't get no crest cause you broke, bum ass. Guess what? You're done. You filth. Anyway, so we just got rid of that goofball. Cause like, Negro, you trolling for no reason. I'm a grown ass man. I'll whoop your ass in real life. Like, I don't know what these people think this is. Like, I'm here to entertain, but I will punch on you in real life. But I won't because you too broke. Po people don't get no play over here, okay? Okay? That's how we do it, man. Listen, we here for fun, dog. I'm trying to support the everyday people. I'm not here to play around with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know I ain't got no hairline. My shit start way back here. Man, y'all, every time you see my ass on here with a hat, it's cause I ain't cut my hair. You think I'm hiding that? No. Man, I know I ain't got no hair. Watch, when I get old, I'm gonna grow my shit out and it's just gonna be gray on the side. And I'm gonna get a S curl. I'm gonna get an S curl and I'm gonna put some nice gel in it and I'm gonna put a ponytail. So I'm gonna have a ponytail with no hair at the top. Okay? Like, you think you gonna make me mad? Well, you ain't got no hair. Your stupid ass. Your mama ain't got no hair. Okay? Your mama hairy ass legs. Your mama's legs look like my beard. Okay? Playing with me. I bet you won't show that. I bet you won't show your woman. I bet you won't. I bet you won't show your woman. Cause I'll take her. Put your woman's Instagram in the chat. I'll take her. Fast. Cause she gonna be telling me everything about your stupid ass. Okay? Sick of you Negroes. It's always a man trying to troll another man. What you like me for so much for? Do you know we in here for drama? It's a lot of women in here, dawg. What your punk ass in here doing? Go watch wrestling right quick. You know what I'm saying? You ain't learn nothing from Shannon Sharp. Fool looking at. Anyway, let's get into it. But I just want to tell y'all about the giveaway. I'm gonna be hooking y'all up, man. Shout out to my everyday people. I rock with y'all. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You got to be.
I just had dinner, so don't mind that I spilled some on my shirt.
We've had each other blocked 4 years since you basically told me that all the trauma I went through with my parents was deserved, and you're laughing and you're so happy that my mom doesn't talk to me and I deserve everything bad that happens to me. Do you remember that conversation?
Of course I don't, because it never happened. But let's start off with the fact that she says we have had each other blocked for 4 years, because that's not true. I have had you blocked for the last 4 years. If you had me blocked, I wouldn't have been able to screen record our messages to use them as proof in this series. She says that I said she deserves a bunch of trauma about her mom and her family, blah, blah, blah. It never happened. The only message I've ever sent this girl that concerned her mom is I said, I hope for her sake, her as in her daughter, she was pregnant at the time, I believe, the same relationship you have with your mom is way different than the one she'll have with you. God bless. Where is all the other extra stuff you said? And you're the one that came on social media and said you had such a bad relationship with your mom. It sounds like I'm saying here that I hope your daughter and you have a better relationship, right? I hope for her sake, the same relationship you have with your mom, which is a bad one, is way different than the one she'll have with you. God bless. So where's all the rah that you were saying, the laughing, the ha ha ha? Where is that? It didn't happen. But if you have receipts to prove otherwise, please expose them.
Do you remember how you were crashing out over live stream and I DM'd you woman to woman after you helped me get that video taken down? So I guess I thought we were friendly. And I was like, hey girl, think about your son. Get off of live and stop going back and forth with this guy. It's not worth it. He's saying some crazy shit that's making you look really bad. Just stop going back and forth. And you went off on me.
So she mentions once again another one of my relationships. Before we get into that, like what she's talking about, my live and me crashing out, I want to explain something to you guys. As we've already covered, this girl loves to throw stones and hide her hands. She loves to make vague posts that are very shady that you can tell that they are about you, right? Between 2017 when we stopped being friends and 2021, this girl would make posts that you guys would send to me saying, obviously, it's about you. So for instance, I must have said somewhere like, stop mentioning me. She said, I don't talk about you, mention you. Beef was years ago. I said, you mentioned me literally 2 months ago. She said, I let that shit go. Girl, where? I said, your little followers were quick to screenshot and send them to me about food plugs. If you don't know what a food plug is, it's a really popular thing out in the UK. Her defense to this is saying, where did I say Chandler and a negative statement? Where did I say Chandler? That seems to always be this girl's defense. As long as she doesn't mention the person's name, she's not being shady, she's not being negative, she's not being hateful. But you are. You are doing every single thing I just named. Once again, another time in 2021, June of 2021, I said to her, why are people sending your story to me? She said, no clue, girly. At this point, I'm catching on. Like, I'm realizing this girl is trying to be cool, but she's still throwing shade at me on her Instagram. Obviously, I'm asking her about this to see if she'll come clean about it, but y'all, I'm at the point, like I said, I try to be cordial with her because I just didn't want problems. So I'm seeing her story and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like you're talking about me. Yeah, I understand why people are sending it to me. Also thinking that you're talking about me the same way you just did the story time and people thought you were talking about me, and you were. That being said, I was on live and me and my ex were going back and forth. I suddenly see that this girl pops into the live. I've already peeped that you've been posting shady shit about me. Why would I want you in this live? We are not friends. I tried to be cordial, but I see that your intentions are just nasty and evil. So what do? I remove her from my live. Remove her. I wasn't even talking about her, you guys. Like she just stated, I was on there crashing out against my ex. Like we were beefing. Me and my ex were beefing. Had nothing to do with her. But I still removed her from my life because I know the type of person she is. She's not okay. It gets to the point that this girl starts messaging me about my relationship and I want nothing to do with her when it comes to my personal life. So here I said she felt so inclined to be involved in my relationship in 2021. Even after I ignored her initial message, she messages again. So the story that she replied to was about my ex. It was about me going off on my ex and she goes, you good girl. I opened her message and left her on read. I purposely left her on read so that she saw I read it and didn't want to talk to her. Does she take the hint? No, of course not. She then messages me again about the same topic saying, girl, you better stop. He's making you look crazy. You popped up on my timeline on TikTok. Pretty sure this is probably the day that I blocked her on TikTok. And then boom, he's posting that you need to be a mother to your son. That's not okay. He's childish AF. You deserve better. Unless it's a set of her video, I fell for it. Oop, never mind, saw your story. I respond, yeah, it's a lot going on, but I'm not going to stoop to his level. I'm not even giving her details. I'm not going into nothing with her. She goes, please don't. I've seen too much growth in you. You've seen growth in me. She then says he's embarrassing. I liked it. I was done with the conversation. That was it. Again, me still trying to be cordial, but I'm clocked in. I understand what's going on here. This girl is getting too comfortable trying to get too much information on me about my personal life, about my relationship. Again, the way we fell out, you would be naive to think that I would ever let you that close to me again in my life. Now, again, if you still haven't caught on to the patterns, then you still might be a little lost thinking, well, it seems like she was trying to be nice. It seems like she was trying to, be a friend to you. Really? You want to see what she ends up doing next? Take a guess. Let's see if you can guess what she ends up doing next. Let me put it in order for you. This happened May 30th, 2021. What month comes after May? June 2021. Oh, look at that. June 2021 Why are people sending your story to me? Do we remember this? I just showed you guys this a little bit ago. She was talking about my relationship on her story being shady. I confront her. No clue, girly. Don't know why. Don't know why they could be sending my story to you. Now, just to give you guys an idea of what kind of shady stuff she would post, let's say that me and my ex were arguing and he said, like, I'm such a bad mother. Her story would say something along the lines like, I could never be with a man that disrespects me and my child by calling me a bad mother. You're telling me you wouldn't watch that and think, what the fuck? Is this not about me? What's that line from Euphoria? Is this play about me? After this happens, I end up unfollowing her. I'll see you in part 9. We're almost done.
Tripping. Alright. We done. We done heard enough, okay? We done heard enough. The broad is lying. The broad is lying, okay? So
I'm harassing you again, okay?
let's get to some more let's get to her response.
I'm harassing you again, okay? I'm harassing you. Like, girl, what? Like, if she never would have made a response video, nobody would have known that it was about her. Nobody would have known it was about her, and we would have just moved on to my next story time. So it's like, you wanted people to know it was you. You wanted it. You wanted to insert yourself.
But you was lying.
Thank you for the gifts.
Oh, she on TikTok doing this?
Thank you for the gifts, and I'm gonna go and buy myself an ice cream, and I'm gonna watch the sunset. She said that her man pays her bills. I would hope so, because getting 2,000 views on YouTube's not. I would hope. She don't sleep in a car. Wait, what? She said she can't relate to me. I would hope not. I would hope you stop trying to.
She got to get that mustache.
Girl, bye. She said that her man... She said I moved to Nevada because I'm going broke. I've made over $1 million in AdSense from my YouTube videos, babe. This is the second house that I've bought. Have you even bought a house, bitch?
Can y'all run my
You
channel
even
up so I
own
can
a
make
car?
money?
I remember she was posting, I only fucking Rolls Royces. But she was driving around like a 1999 car with a fat ass dent in the fucking door. Bitch, what?
1999.
What the fuck? Don't ever call me that. Bitch, the fuck? I drive... Okay. I am not gonna argue over money with a bitch that spams fucking let me not be nice. It's like my spirit guide just like told me to stop saying what I was about to say. At East, my how do you steal from someone and call them okay. No, like that. I'm broke. Fuck. You know, let me not. Let me chill. And Tila better not open her mouth. Tila better not open her mouth again. Because those residuals from the fucking Wonder Pets is gonna dry up eventually, and you're gonna have to go back into the real world. Don't make me start. Don't make me start. Nessa, you've had beef with so many people. Traveler and Tana. Oh my god. 2 people? 2 people? That's so many people. Oh my gosh. I never had beef with Tesla. What did Mariah Carey say? No, I didn't. That's weird. Why would I lie about a pregnancy? Like, what the fuck? Not James. I follow her ex-bestie. Wait. Saying you followed her ex-bestie and ex. Her ex-bestie? That mascara. LA Colors. Who's her ex-bestie now? Why? Damn. I guess she fucking owns... Once again, she said the LA is her city. She owns LA, I guess. So I guess everybody that she's ever come in contact with, you're not allowed to talk to them or follow them. Like, who is she talking about?
Gaslight.
No, I don't. Do you still talk to Christina? Who's Christina? I follow her ex-bestie. Wait. Saying incidences that happen and things that happen in that friendship, I never said it was about her or came for her. I never agreed and said, yes, this is about Tana. She decided to make a video and say, oh, this was about me. And actually, she's been harassing and stalking me when I fucking haven't. So.
Yeah, you have.
Thank you.
About
Did you guys ever get physical? Yes, that's what I kept trying to say. Like, she was following me around. Like, if I was at this party, she was hitting people. Where's Vanessa? She was trying to find me. She kept showing up to different places I was at, like, for weeks. And eventually one day, she's just hitting me up. She finds me at Jack and Jack's house. Like, you guys want to find? She finds me at Jack and Jack's house. She puts her hood on. She takes her shoes off, and she's standing in the living room like, come outside, let's fight. And I'm like, girl. Everyone's looking at her like, I'm literally talking to DDG. Okay, I'm talking to DDG. He's right here, I'm right here. And she comes up and she's like this close and she's like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about over here? And we're just like, what the fuck? Like, girl, go away. Like, what are you doing? I know, Jack and Jack, like, this is so long ago. Address the smelling like fish comment. Bitch, what? Anyways, so I'm like, girl, go away. Leave. And then Little Jack, not Jack Alinsky, Little Jack kicks her out, tells her to leave because he's like, we're not fighting in my house. Like, that's weird as fuck. Like, we're all having a good time. So then I go to Crave. It's 3 a.m. and she's still calling me like, meet me at Glendale, the Griffith Observatory. We're fighting. So I'm like, no, bitch, no one said that word. So I'm like, can you wait till I finish my food? I want her to bring up these text messages because I'm sure she has them somewhere. And literally, I'm like, girl, you can wait till I finish my meal. So I finish my food. I meet her there. And I whip her ass. And I feel so gross about it. Because it's like, I didn't get in fights before. I'm not a fighter. I don't put my hands on people. But Kelly Sweet, Jay Versace, Ricky, Denzel, James, everybody witnessed it. And I beat her up. And I hate it because she was my friend at one point and she was begging to put her hands on me and then didn't. And it was just this stupid thing. Like, literally they split us up and they were like, okay, that's enough. Like, just girl, go home. Like, it was so embarrassing. Throw a bottle. Throw a bottle at what? In the middle of the Griffith in the middle of a ditch? I threw a bottle? I think I was like walking around like, eh. Like with a glass bottle. Why does she want to fight me? You tell me. You tell me.
She didn't talk about
That's
no
what
fight.
we were all so confused about in the past. Literally, go. She said at a party. I know what she's talking about. So at Playlist, was it Orlando? Insta, Twitter, and find the fucking tweets. But she was tweeting like, pussy bit, like, I want to meet, I want to fight. Like, she was tweeting it like, I want to fight, I want to fight. And me and my friends all, like, we were drinking and smoking, so we knocked out all together in one bed at like 1 a.m. So I never saw any of her tweets to fight. So then there was a party the next day or something, or was it the same day? I don't know, but it was a party. And me and James are dancing. People are around us and we're like, like breaking it down. We're dancing. And she comes over and she starts grinding on me. She started grinding on me. We're talking about Miss Alexis. She started grinding on me at this party. But you hate me and you want to fight me, right? So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I like push her off of me. I'm like, girl, do not touch me. And then she lands on Twitter and find the fucking tweets. But she was do not touch me. And then she lands on James and James is like, get off me. She falls on the floor and I'm like, ugh. And my water bottle flies and hits her at the back of her ankles. She's like, oh, you want to throw water at me? You want to throw water at me? I'm like, girl, bye. We're at a professional event. We're dancing. Leave me alone. The party ends. We go to the buses and I'm sitting. I learned this from Bad Girls Club. If somebody's claiming they want to fight you, sit on the floor. You're making yourself vulnerable. So sit on the floor. So I sit on the floor and I'm like, she can just run up. But she doesn't. She's like, hold me back to all her friends. And it's a big commotion. Nothing happens. We go get drunk and smoke. We fall asleep. We go back to LA. She's still following me at parties. And then the fight happens. So like, bitch, it's so stupid. The photo of me after the fight, it was just so stupid. How does Tila get into this? For no fucking reason. Her nosy ass just I don't know. I don't know her. I can't speak on her character. I can't speak on her because I don't fucking know her. So when she commented saying that I bullied her since she was 17, and me and her are the same age, and I didn't know she fucking existed because I was in high school at 17, and I didn't even, do not touch me. Of situations. I've shared so many stories, and I don't give names, I don't give enough clues. But if you've been watching me for 10 plus years and you know everything about my life, you saw the live streams, you saw this, then you're gonna put 2 and 2 together. But no one said it was her. She decided to make a video and say, this was about me, and try to flip the fucking script and gaslight me and everybody. Because whatever the fuck she said, like, is not true. And then just trying to post all these screenshots of like, look, she was DMing me on Instagram trying to tell me about my man in my life. Like, I don't know what, she was obsessed with me. Like, girl, we were friendly at that time. And I saw you humiliating yourself. So I was like, stop, it's embarrassing. So I'm like, why are you trying to use those? I mean, people have commented it, so I feel like you just have to have common sense to put it together. But like, she's trying to use someone being a good friend or trying to help someone out as of situation.
It was about us. You knew it was about us. So I knew our supporters were gonna know it was about us. In the video,
We gotta get to this one later, because I don't know who this is. But Naja and Ricky, they sound like they got some beef going on. I don't even know if somebody thought they was colorist and shit. Anyway, let's go back to
Part
I want
one.
to see what you say about this fight, though.
This is part 9 of Who the Fuck Did I... No, they're not here.
So if you're gonna make a
Part 10 of Who the Fuck Did I Become? Now, unlike her, I'm not evil. I'm not going to sit here and keep up who have bills to pay, and they're willing to... Saying who said it, I'm just kind of like, who do you think?
Anyway, she ain't talking about no damn fight. She ain't talking about no fight.
Part 6 of Who the Fuck Did I Become Friends?
Anyway, what it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wizard, Dilzy Keezy Lit. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what y'all think about this crazy situation. Okay, now everybody's like, oh, this sounds like a high school fight. Yep. Reason why? Because they was probably just out of high school. and now their asses is grown. We talking about a 10-year-old fight. Like, really? I know I be talking about stuff I did 10 years ago, but I just be telling my life. Now, if y'all go watch my videos, it's going to come out tomorrow. Y'all going to hear a little bit more about me, which I probably shouldn't have said, but who cares? But I'm going to just say this. I believe Chandler Alexis for the most part. Okay? She showed receipts. Although, Simply Nessa did not mention her name. So we would have never known it was her that she was talking about. Well, in the comments, people was trying to put two and two together because they was just, you know what I'm saying, going back, uh, Nessa was just replying to people in the comments, so nobody would have found out if Nessa didn't shut her big mouth. She said, I ain't gonna name people, but then she just alludes to who it is. So of course, if you allude that you talking about me, I'm gonna say something. Like, why you bringing me up, dog? Like, dude, have we not settled it? But let me tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all one smart thing that I learned from somebody. Okay, and it took me a while to realize this. Okay. Um, they said when the dog is out there barking at the moon, you know, people be like, shut up, dog, you stupid dog. You just out there barking at the moon. Shut up, stupid. And then people just start to just let it go because they be like, man, that's the stupid dog just barking at the moon again. Ain't nobody paying attention to the damn dog barking at the moon. But when the moon barks back, everybody be like, God damn, that moon replied back to the dog. Oh, some shit is really happening. Okay? Basically meaning, it's not a real big deal that dogs bark at moons. They do it all the time. But it'll be a big deal when the moon barks back at the dog. So, you know, it just is what it is. Don't. So it was a time where I didn't have a lot of subscribers, you know, and when justice for my YouTube plaque. Now listen, y'all wanna know why I ain't got my YouTube plaque? Cause stupid ass people keep reporting my videos, and I ain't talking about reporting like some bullshit. I'm talking about they keep saying I violated this policy, I violated that policy. I'm like, damn, bro, I don't even do that. So they just keep saying I violate policy. I'm like, then remember they just suspended me for a week. I'm like, what y'all suspended me for? And now, really, when I find out why they suspend me, I'm like, damn, they just pushed my YouTube plaque back. So can I please get 90 days of no violations? Literally, I get off my next violation May 19th. And if y'all want to go back 3 months from then, that's when I got my 100,000 subscribers. And then, now I'm booted back all the way to July something before I can apply again, if they even allow it. So, it is what it is. I don't even care. I don't need no plaque. We winning over here. What a plaque gonna do for me, man? I'm still fresh. I'm still fly. I don't need that plaque. We still the everyday people without the plaque. It's just like a Grammy. They be like, oh, you didn't receive a Grammy for what? We still got the love and support. I still got y'all. I don't need. Oh, I do want it. I want it. It'd be nice to have. But if I can wake up every day and bring new hot content to y'all, that's my plaque. Every day when I get the love in the comments, that's my plaque. Like, I don't let no hardware define what the everyday people in the channel brings every day. That ain't what defines it. It's the camaraderie. So that's why I'm also about to start a chat between the everyday people. So like, there's videos that I don't go live, so we can't talk about this type of stuff when uh when I'm not live. So I'm gonna make a chat on Instagram where if you're everyday people, you can come in and you can comment on the videos that y'all seeing, and we can have that back and forth. You know, not just in the comment section, because the comment section don't always let you know when somebody replied to you or whatever. But if we go into Instagram and we got a chat that we can all talk about the videos, you know, we can all be on one accord. See, that's where the win come in. The YouTube plaque, yeah, that'd be nice to have, but man, it's just like, you know what? It's because I'm black, but I ain't gonna call YouTube out for that. But that's what it is. I promise you, like, because you know, it is what it is. Like, I think YouTube is downplaying the success of the everyday PJ channel, and you know, but listen, I'm a firm believer in God. I'm a firm believer in the you know, the things that's in my life is gonna be granted to me regardless of whatever. Can't no man tell me how good we gonna be, because we gonna be lit. If you to join the giveaway now, you can join the giveaway, but you ain't gonna be on this first one. But because I said I already got my list of people, I can't be doing it. I give it out to whoever. But coming forward, like I said, the Game and Everyday PJ channel at 10,000 subs. I might do it at 5,000 subs. We're gonna do another giveaway at 5,000 subs on the Game and Everyday PJ, because if y'all wasn't here with me when I first started, I was doing the giveaway at 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 7,000, 9,000, 10,000, 15,000, 25, then 50, then 70, 80, 100,000. It was like that. You know, the channel just grew extremely fast. But you know, I do love giving back, man. It costs nothing to give back, man. You just show love and support to those who love and support you, man. Don't be greedy. You know what I'm saying? In fact, now I want to tell y'all about greed, man. Um, Listen, when God bless you, man, bless others. Okay? Don't be stingy. You know what I'm saying? What I can't take this channel with me. You know what I mean? So uh, I'm gonna show y'all love while I'm here, and that's just a fact. You know, it, uh, it is what it is. But anyway, I went off subject. But oh yeah, so when I used to beef with people on YouTube, like, man, these people used to say the wildest shit about me, man. It's crazy. Like, it is what it is. But guess what, man? When I started to have some motion on YouTube, I just started ignoring the folks. I ignored the BS, because you know, when you ignore the BS, when you feed into the BS, man, it's just going it just gives them another storyline. It gives somebody else a rebuttal. So this lady right here, she could have ignored it. You know what I'm saying? Or the Alexis chick, or the, what was her name? No, this is the Alexis chick. The Nessa chick could have ignored it, because if you that big, why entertain it? Why keep bringing up her name? Because listen, you are the moon. If you barking back, people gonna automatically come to the drama. They're gonna come to you and be like, "Oh, what you barking at the dog for?" Because if you that big, but then again, like, humble yourself, dog. Humble yourself, because you don't want to open up old wounds. You know what I'm saying? If this is a person from your life 10 years ago, why speak on it? It's not even that important. Like, if this was never a friend, like, I wouldn't even listen. I ain't gonna lie, because I do that shit all the time. I always talk about the friends I used to have and all this stuff. But you know, if they make a reply or something like that, I ain't finna go back and forth with you. It is what it is, because I know in my heart, I know I was always a good person, and I know it was people in my life that, you know, led me to how I feel about certain people and certain things to this day. So I don't fault them for, you know, teaching me a lesson. Those are lessons learned. But I tell you what, I ain't finna go back. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all something. Because it's a person that used to always go hard on me. Uh, and I used to be like, man, why this person hate me? They don't even know me. And then we go back and forth. We go back and forth on YouTube, and then uh, I seen this person on in the comments one day. I was like, damn, I guess you don't hate me no more. And I don't remember if they replied, but then uh, just the other day I seen this person on Instagram, so I liked one of the pictures, and you know, they reached back out and said, you know what, look, man, I like your content. Just keep doing your thing. I said, man, I appreciate it. And I told him I never really hated you, but at the same time, I think that like sometimes you gotta have people who challenge you. If they can be respectful to you and all this stuff, you can have people that don't agree with you. Everybody not gonna agree with you every day. But you know what I'm saying? If y'all have both of y'all got you know, y'all mentally stable, y'all ain't gotta argue back and forth and stuff. Ain't no love lost. I'm not finna. If you ain't talk bad about me, I ain't about to talk bad about you. But we can disagree all day. And so then at the same time, this uh you know, this person's a wonderful person. So you know, at the same time, you know, you ain't hurt me. I ain't hurt you. So it is what it is. But don't ever make somebody get you out of character like that fool earlier. He didn't get me out of character, but I said I was gonna spam his cash app. But you know, but once you get to acting crazy and talking crazy, like you don't, it's people that literally they hate my commentary all the time, and y'all can see him in the chat up there. But once you get disrespectful, you gotta go. Like, come on, man. Like, you cannot like it at the same time and still watch. Like, I don't care, cause everybody ain't gonna agree. Like, um, as a person said that I don't. There's a person that said I'm not intellectual enough to talk about the breastfeeding, and I got pissed off, and I was like, yeah. Jump on my live. It's this their fair chance to jump on my live and tell me how not intellectual I am. But regardless of the situation, most of y'all don't even know. I be bullshitting, but I can say whatever I want to on here. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't. I got some mods, but I don't want to remove all the comments. And sometimes I be telling my mods, don't remove them until like sometimes, yeah, they gotta go. Sometimes they gotta go. My mods know. They know people gotta go. But you ain't gotta agree with everything. You don't. Because this channel is not to y'all not here to kiss my ass. If I say something wrong, be like, hey PJ, you wrong. I'll be like, damn. If I know I'm wrong, I'll be like, hey, shit, maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. It don't hurt me. It don't hurt me to listen and learn, you know. But you know, I never get to this point where I'm just sitting over here making a 10-part series about somebody who think if I got enough receipts, I'm like, man, that person tripping. Like, yeah, you ain't you telling everybody I'm this and I'm that, but here you are doing this crazy stuff, yo, I don't got nothing for you. If you stalking me and you know about my relationships, why even bring me up at any point? You know what I'm saying? Don't even bring me up. You know? But again, like I said, sometimes people get on here and tell their truth like I do. I get on here, I talk about stuff that happened back in the day. But I'm not mentioning no names. And then even if somebody do mention their name, which probably not, who gives a damn? I'm not about to make a follow-up video and be like, yeah, so this person want to make a video about me. Man, I don't give a damn. Do you know if I don't mention you, nobody cares? We move on to the next. Shout out to Royal D, man. Y'all check out Royal D's YouTube channel. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta be, you know, YouTube, you gotta have thick skin. Because everybody ain't gonna love you. And a lot of people don't like you. And everybody ain't gonna agree with you. But, you know, you just gotta continue to just be a good person. Love God, you know, honor your kids, love your kids, honor your parents, love your parents, get up and pray every day. If you don't pray, if you're not a praying person, you know, put positive affirmations out there. Whatever you do, just put something positive in there. Speak positively, you know, put that stuff out there in the atmosphere. Sometimes people, you know what I'm saying, they just talk so much negative stuff. And I know we watch it all the time. We be like, damn, nah. Like, why would you tell your business? Like, I mean, we gonna listen, but why would you be saying all this? This don't make no sense. Well, you know, I mean, we gonna listen, but like, damn, I wouldn't have told nobody that, you know, because I wouldn't, you know. So, pray, drink water, and mind your business. Exactly. You know, that's what we're gonna do. What shout out to Nike's World. I was watching Nike's World the other day, and she said, damn, what she said? Because I heard it before. She said, at the end of the